Alright guys, let's get straight to business. I have something new today. I'm actually going to ask you guys a question. Get all you super nerds out there that are smarter than I am, because somebody asked me a question that I didn't know the answer to. Granted, it wasn't a topic that is not my specialty, but it is a great question nonetheless. I will get to that in a second, but I do have a lot of emails first. So, let's get started on those. First one comes from Ravi. Hey Albert, I saw your review on the Acer Aspire 1 notebook on YouTube. Great review. Possibly you can help me out with this question I've been trying to get answered, but no reviews online seems to even touch base on it. I have a Synology 107E NAS server, and I was wondering if you know that the Linux operating system, the Aspire, will recognize it and will be able to fully access any pics or music, please. If you can help me out with that simple question, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot, man, and have a good one. I'll tell you what, Ravi, a couple things I can tell you. First, any internet browser that you use, whether it be Firefox or Opera or Safari, should be able to open the, you should be able to put the IP address of your NAS in there, and it should just open it. It should work like an FTP where you can just download and stream whatever you want off of it. If it doesn't, that's kind of weird. I don't know exactly how your Synology NAS works, so it's kind of confusing. I'll tell you another thing. If it doesn't work that way, and you need to get you need more features, let's say, I actually kept my Acer 1 Aspire or whatever netbook, and I did something kind of cool with it. I don't know if you might want to try this, but if you can zoom in on that, Lance. That's Ubuntu, or Ubuntu. I don't know how you want to say it. A lot of people say it, but I loaded it on here, and it runs very quickly. And it, if you guys have ever used Ubuntu, it pretty much comes prepackaged with every type of software you could ever want. And it's pretty cool. It does everything you could possibly need, so it's pretty cool. Check that out. It's really simple to do, and you pretty much just load the live download. You get the .iso, and you drag all the content into a flash drive that has nothing else on it into the root directory. Load it in, hit F12 on here so it'll load from the USB drive, and let it install. You need to plug it into an Ethernet, but let it install. Very simple, works great, and it runs fast. I think it runs not as fast as the original Olympus Linux Lite that was on here, but it runs probably as fast as, it's faster than XP. Let's go to the next question. This one is from Max. This is the one I'm going to ask you guys because I don't know the answer, and it's an interesting question. Hey Albert, I was wondering, I'm a gamer but also a graphics artist, VFX artist, and 3D artist. I'm constantly editing HD video and working on 3D graphics during a regular day. Now I know a workstation card would speed up my previews and make my work go faster, however, I'm fine working at the speed I do now. What I want to improve are my render times. Would a workstation graphics card help, or is it all dependent on my processor? On a side note, could a triple SLI configuration speed up my preview and or render times? Secondly, if I were to get a workstation card plus a regular gaming card, could they work together or separately so that I could, do both at the same time? Thanks, Max. So pretty much what he wants to know is if he can run a gaming card and a workstation card. That's a really good question. I don't know. So first of all, I asked him a couple questions back. What software did you use? And he replied he uses the full CS3 Master Suite. He uses After Effects for HD editing. 3D stuff is Maya and RealFlow, and then VFX for After Effects again, and PF Track for 3D motion tracking. I want to know what your job is, man. You're doing some pretty cool stuff there. 3D motion tracking, that's cool. I want to make a game out of that. Call me, we'll do something. For video conversion and compression, I use eWriteSoft Super, which is a cool program. Thanks for the quick reply, by the way. So, I think personally you should probably keep business and pleasure separate and get two different computers, but it's got me thinking, what if you have a motherboard that has multiple PCI Express slots and you run a workstation card on one and you run a gaming card on the other? It would be a pain in the butt to switch between the drivers all the time, but what if you did a multi-boot system? What if you loaded XP and XP has everything set up with a profile to run the drivers for the workstation card, and then you have Vista and Vista runs the gaming card and its drivers and then disables the workstation's drivers. Now, is that possible? Does it work? I don't know. I actually have a workstation card here and a desktop card, and I probably could do it, but I figured it's a good chance to give some of you guys out there that have so much knowledge. You guys are insanely smart. Some of the questions I get and stuff are just sometimes they're really crazy. Really cool stuff. Give you guys a chance to get yourself on the show, get your face out there. Reply to this video, tell me what you got, and give me an answer. See what you can do, and if you don't know, well, don't reply saying you don't know, because I don't care about that. Let's go to the next question. This one comes from Metal Ghost. Ghost 360. Hey Albert, I've always wanted to build a media center, but I can't figure out what parts I need, like the TV tuner and stuff like that, because I got a TV that supports 1080p and I want to build a media center for it. So here are the questions I wanted to know. Will a better graphics card give me better picture quality? and 2, what operating system is the best for Media Center and what parts will I need. All right, so the more expensive video card is not really going to help you, but you do want a video card. When you're decoding those Blu-ray discs or your high-def content from the internet, you do need a GPU, you need a graphics card. That's because they figured out that, hey, if we use the GPU to decode the format, the video, it's going to look better, it's going to decode faster, and it's going to look smoothly. So you do want to have at least a decent video card. Another thing you want to make sure you have is HDMI support and HDC support, HDCP. That is high bandwidth digital content protection. What that's going to do is let you stream your Blu-rays. It's going to let your Blu-rays go to your TV or out the video card, and it's going to actually let you see them. If not, the write protection is going to stop you from viewing it. It's not going to be viewable. The other thing you will like is HDMI support. That's so you can do HDMI out, and HD support, which is going to be, of course, that it supports 1080p. There's a lot of ATI cards that do that. There's a lot of NVIDIA cards that do that. The one that I have on my home theater system is a 9600 GT from Palit, or Palit, I don't know how you guys want to say it, but it actually has an HDMI on it built in, and it also has SPDIF optical out for sound, so you can do that. Some of the more expensive new cards have the UVD 2.0, which is going to allow you to take high def DVI connection, switch it to HDMI, and then send 7.1 channel lossless audio out through that. But that's not really out just yet. Not too many people do it. So those are the two things that you really want to get for your media center. Also, that there's cards that are very small, too, low profile ones, in case you want to put it in a really small box. The other thing I'll tell you is for media center, hey, Vista works great. Just get a Windows Media Center. You can buy a remote control for it and get an IR blaster to run everything else in the house, and it'll run all through one remote. You can use cable, stereo, your computer. You can do everything just from that one remote, and then use an IR blaster to program it to switch the channel on your cable box, or switch the channel here or there. So definitely that's the best bet as far as I know, or as I've used. The other thing is, what was the other question regarding the TV tuner card? Just get one that fits. Make sure it fits in your case. PCI is preferable. And I've always used the brand Hoppage. They've always worked great for me. There's also K-World and AverMedia. There's a bunch of brands. If you want to go to the website to look for them, just go on the left-hand side, go all the way to the bottom, go to where it says video capture, and then go, when you get into that, go on the left-hand side all the way to the bottom again, and go to TV tuner cards. There's a whole list. Remember, you get what you pay for in TV tuner cards, so don't skimp out. Get a good one, and you'll get good quality. Make sure it does support 1080, gets all the high-def stuff. That's very important. Make sure you do that. Let's go to the next one. This one's from Alejandro regarding an NVIDIA 750i SLI motherboard. And Alejandro wants to know, is it compatible with the Intel Core 2 Extreme QX9770? I know you said that it's compatible with the latest Intel processors in your review, but this one uses a 1600 MHz frontside bus and not a 1333 one. That's why I'm wondering. I also want to know if the motherboard supports other graphics cards technology other than NVIDIA. My current motherboard uses PCI Express X16 port for graphics cards, and I'm using an Intel 3D Graphics 32 MB cache video card. Very crappy, I know, but I'm not a gamer, so I don't need more if possible. I'd like to keep this card, but I will have to upgrade it. I will upgrade if I have to. If it does not support this processor, which motherboard do you recommend? A minimum of 4 slots for 667 MHz RAM, ATA 2s times 4, so you need 2 SATA ports minimum, and you want to overclock everything to the max. All right, well, the P5ND motherboard from the 750i chipset will support the 1600 MHz frontside bus, but not natively. You're gonna have to overclock it. If you're gonna spend $1,500 on a processor, you're crazy. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I would love it. It's a great processor, and it overclocks like crazy. It's an awesome processor. It's very expensive, but why are you gonna skimp out and buy a $200 motherboard? Go gold. Get something good. Get an X38 that supports 1600 or an X48. You can get the 780i, 790i. Those will all do the 1600 MHz frontside bus support. What else can I tell you? So you can run it if you wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it. As far as your GPU goes, if you don't need it, then don't use it. That's fine. Keep what you got right now. I use the QX9770 on the P5E3 Premium, and it was a monster. It overclocked like crazy. It ran very fast, very well. So yeah, definitely consider that. Now, if you want to keep it all NVIDIA, then remember the 790i is going to be for you, and that's actually good. You don't use GPUs, but for the people out there that do use GPUs, the Intel is going to let you run the 4870X2s or 2 of them in Quadfire, but the NVIDIAs are going to let you run the GTX 280 in SLI and Tri-SLI, and the new 280 GTX Plus, or GTX 280 Plus, when that comes out. Hopefully, I think in a couple weeks, they're going to announce it, and then it'll probably come out once school starts again. So think about that. I'm going to get out of here, but if you guys have questions, keep sending them to me. Please use Google before you send them to me. Don't send me how to overclock. I'm not going to reply, or I am, but I'm going to reply with google.com. I'll see you guys next time.